Good Tuesday morning, Moms of Master Books and members of the Master Books app. Today is the last live stream we do in 2019. Wow, what a year, huh? It was a good year. We had a good year. Master Books had a phenomenal year, actually. And so today I got a special announcement I'm excited to talk about. Of course, it's this not so secret anymore.
Who let it out?
There were some moms of Master Books who got an email and they couldn't wait to tell everybody what they saw. But it's okay. We're excited too. So hey, we're going to talk about that. I got a couple of other things I want to talk about. Today's just a little different. It's a chit chat day. The Old Schoolhouse magazine. One of the old homeschool magazines that are available. I was walking through the local Walmart Sunday, and I picked it up, and I was thumbing through it, and of course, you got to be excited because the 2019 Excellence in Education Awards is out, and Master Books, you guys helped Master Books I'm talking, we won so many places. Bible curriculum, Master Books number 1.
Nice.
Bible preschool, Master Books. Let's see, character building, elementary school, Master Books. Character building, middle school, Master Books. Character building, high school,
These are all
Master
number
Books.
ones.
Yeah. Let's see, critical thinking. Behind Critical Thinking Company, Master Books took number 2, Introduction to Logic course, which is the phenomenal course. For electives for elementary school, who's number 1?
Master Books.
Hey.
We did it, baby.
Electives middle school.
Master Books.
Electives high school.
Master Books.
Yeah. See, there's a reason we're so excited. Master Books has only really been producing curriculum since 2012, even though we've been producing books for over 40 years. Most homeschoolers in 2012, 2013, 14, 15 didn't even know Master Books. In fact, we'd go to conventions, we'd say, have you ever heard of Master Books? And he'd always be like, no, don't think so. And then we'd have to say, well, have you ever heard of Ken Ham or the Creation Museum or Henry Morris? And they'd be like, I think so. And then the funniest thing would be they'd go home that night and come back and be like, my shelves are loaded with your books. But they didn't think they were buying Master Books. They thought they were buying Ken Ham books or Jason Lyle books or Henry Morris books. Geography, which is funny, but the number 2 spot for geography is
Master Books.
We'll be number 1 next year because I'll show you why. But
more insider info.
well, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. The history elementary school was Master Books. History high school, Master Books. Language, we got some work to do. We didn't get many language. We did get language arts literature, Master Books. We've got to get the language up there, a little bit more knowledge out there. Language arts writing composition was Master Books. Math elementary school.
Master Books.
Math lessons for a living education. Ooh. That's awesome. So, yeah, Master Books preschool.
There we
Master
are.
Books science elementary school. Master Books number 2 behind Apologia. That's okay. We're working on it. Middle school. Master Books number 2. Science. Master Books number 2. This is the one that I love the most. Master Books. Homeschool secret. Master Books.
We've taken the nation by secret.
Yes, we are one of the top 5 secret sites in homeschooling, according to Switched On Schoolhouse, or the Old Schoolhouse magazine.
We are the best kept secret.
We are the best kept secret. So that's pretty cool. So we're excited by that. As we go into the new year, if you have the app, I want to announce this. If you have the app, we're giving away a digital book on the app. If you go into the book, let me tell you the book first. The book is Mornings and Evenings. In the app, we can do some things we can't really do with a Facebook group. So in the app, we've got a chapel. If you have prayer requests or you enjoy interceding for other homeschool families, which is a huge ministry. And so we'd encourage you to go. If you join the app and you go into the groups, there's a group called the Chapel. And in the chapel, moms are posting prayer requests. We have a chaplain who is Jennifer White. She authored the book, Prayers for New Brides. She is one of the go-to people in my life, in our life, when I'm looking for somebody to do serious intercession for us, right? And intercession is basically, for me, intercession is somebody steps in who's not involved in the muck and the mire of the situation, and they just basically intercede with God and you and say, hey, I'm here standing in the gap, asking you to move, to give wisdom, to give insight. So Jennifer's that person. And so she agreed to be the chaplain of the group. And so she posts a scripture. She kind of makes sure that we stay on track as far as a group in that section. But what we decided to do is a group devotion at the chapel. And the book that we're going to use is Morning and Evenings by Charles Spurgeon. If you don't know Spurgeon, he was a preacher in the late 1800s. He was called the Prince of Preachers. And this devotional is something that we publish and really is a fantastic devotional. There's a morning devotional and an evening devotional. It would make a good morning basket. You don't have to do both. You could spread it out over 2 years or whatever, but we're going to just focus on the mornings. You've been working on graphics. Mm-hmm. And so you take a highlight. We'd encourage you to share those. Those are set up, right, to be shareables. Mm-hmm. I opened this first devotional this day, and I'm going to try to actually read some of it without getting teary. Because the first devotional that I just loved, January 1st, tomorrow morning, they ate the fruit of the land of Canaan that year. And it talks about Israel's wanderings were over. The promised rest was attained. No more moving tents, fiery serpents, fierce Amalekites, and howling wilderness. They came into the land which flowed with milk and honey, and they ate the old grain of the land. Perhaps this year, beloved Christian reader, this may be your case or mine. Joyful is the prospect, and if faith is an active exercise, it will yield unalloyed delight. To be with Jesus in the rest which remains for the people of God is a cheering hope indeed, and to expect his glory so soon is a doable bliss. Unbelief shudders at Jordan, which still rolls between us and the good land, but let us rest assured that we have already experienced more ills than death at its worst can cause us. Let us banish ever fearful thought and rejoice with exceedingly great joy at the prospect that this year we shall begin to be forever with the Lord. Just knowing what that wilderness journey was like and how awesome to come in and know, the beginning one was, and that year they ate from the fruit of Canaan. So, how do you get that? Well, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked. Okay, so if you go to the app, right, there's community, and there's 3 lines in the upper corner. If you're not tech savvy, like I guess I'm not, even though I've built websites and been in e-commerce, but I have to be told these things. There's 3 lines. That's basically the menu system now. That's the icon for menu systems. And then you'll come to your spot. Of course, the live stream, we have all the videos that we archive, plus the YouTube videos are here. We have access to the store. If you click digital goodies, the very first digital goodies is morning and evenings devotional. And you can actually download it. There's little buttons, depending on what phone you use and that type of thing, that you can actually download this to it. But the morning and evenings devotional is actually all right here. And so you can use this free devotional. What I just read, January 1, is right there, and that's free for you to receive. We also, if you say, no, I'd love to have this book, the physical book. I want a physical book so I can make notes and whatnot. We have a coupon. The coupon code is
2020.
2020 gives you an additional 20% off the 20%. So you can get this book at a really good price. I don't know what the price is with the coupon, but we'll put links and the coupon code and all of that into a comment so you have that. So if you don't have the app, be sure to get the app and join us in the chapel so that we can all work at growing together spiritually. Okay, so we don't have a huge long. Are there any questions, any comments?
Seen any questions? A lot of comments. People are not keeping the master book secret. They're telling everyone.
That's awesome. That's okay.
Maybe next year we won't be the best kept secret.
We don't need secret keepers. It's so awesome because, like I say, I would go to these conventions and the spiel was over and over again. Have you ever heard of Master Books? No, I don't think so. This last year when we went to conventions, it was, have you heard of Master Books? And overwhelmingly, people were like, yes. And you know what I loved about this last sale that we did? It was wildly successful, right? Like we had to bring in extra help to ship it out. So that's exciting. But was how intelligent your orders were. Like you all really thought this out. When you placed your orders for this sale in December, they were intelligent orders. Like you had the teacher guides right. I was packing boxes. We were working.
That's how busy we were.
Yeah, we were all down there. Tim, the CFO, the CEO, Tim's wife came in and worked with us. Yeah, that was like everybody was trying to fill these orders to get them out before Christmas. And it was awesome because you guys were so intelligent. I kept going to Tim and I said, this is like the best thing ever for me because these weren't just, I ordered some of this and I ordered some of this. These were like planned out. Our customers are finally understanding what Master Books is and how it works. And so that was just really cool. So we are definitely, we're growing as a company and we're continuing to improve the product. We're bringing in extra resources to really go through the products and the feedback that we have. We're still implementing kind of a group, focus group, if you will, or a proofing group of moms that will go through the last step. But there's some really exciting things that are happening in 2020. One of the more exciting things, I believe, in 2020 is that Master Books just purchased a new company. And the company that we purchased is Knowledge Quest. Knowledge Quest is a historical geography company. We purchased the rights and all of the assets of that company. So now we actually have the ability to have a geography. And there's a number of different products, but I'll highlight a couple. Now, before I get too far into it, what's the rollout? Well, it takes a lot to bring a company in-house. So the paperwork is signed, the ink is dry, files are being exchanged, the editorial team is beginning to review the curriculum, what needs to happen, etc., etc. If you use any of Knowledge Quest products, let us know. Let us know that you use it or you have used it. Let us know the hits or misses. Okay? Just type what you liked, maybe something that you didn't like. If you want, if you could say, boy, if somebody else was going to improve on this product, this is something I would suggest. Do it constructively, please. Don't do I hated this product because that's just mean. We don't want to be mean, but we want to be constructive. So if you let us know, and we're evaluating all of that, the rollout, the existing product, a lot of it's out of print or had run out of inventory. The existing product, we will be launching new Master Books editions we're hoping by the next school year, which will be August. But it's a big task, and we're doing that in addition to all the other projects that we have. But I think we have a really good start. It's a really good product already. I think there's just some tweaks to bring it into Master Books. Historical geography is studying the maps and geography, looking at how history happened and how the borders changed, what was going on and occurring at geography, which we really aren't strong in geography. We haven't been up until this point. We had world. No, what's it called? Craig's course, the geography, World Geography and Cultures. Is that the name of it? It's got the atlas and passport to the world. That's an awesome series. That's one of our best-selling series. Craig is still writing the U.S. edition, So, and that's going to be phenomenal as well. So that's going to be a lot like that series. So we're excited about that. But these are complements. These aren't really, sometimes we will purchase a company like, say, Writing Strands, where we had the Stobaugh series, the Jensen series, and then Writing Strands. So we have like 3 different types of series. Elementary Geography and Cultures. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thanks.
Saving our bacon. These products are something that I think will complement what we do. Like if you're going to do the world story, like the map track, and they're very simple. A lot of the products are just their maps that detail kind of the paths people took, or kind of what the layout of the land was at that time period in history and what was occurring. So Map Track is one that will be coming, and as well, this is one of the better selling products that people use. I think in the group I've seen some people say they use Map Track, and so this is one that we'll be reusing. Yeah, I'll hand them to you. How's that? Okay. So then we have Child's Geography. Now there's like the geography of the earth, there's geography of the Holy Land, and these covers actually are going to stay the same, I think. The classical, the geography of the classical world, and they're pretty decent. They just need a little bit of Master Books TLC. Let's see, for the way we operate. Child's Geography Volume 4, Explore the Medieval Kingdom. And then the last in the series is Explore the Viking Realms. And so this is the series that, this is probably one of their best known series and most loved series. Something that's interesting. I don't know if this will interest many people, but one of the authors of this is Ann Voskamp. Now, Ann Voskamp in recent years has become very popular because she wrote the book 1,000 Gifts, and she is a female speaker, speaks to women's conferences and whatnot. But before that fame, she was a homeschool author, and she homeschools, I forget how many kids she has, but it's quite a brood. Her biography, I like the way they start. Ann Voskamp has been lost all of her life, which is a good reason to write about geography. She was a lost teen when God graciously found her. And it just goes on to talk about it. But she has a background in education and child psychology from York University and the University of Waterloo. And she's focused on elementary education with a passion for the maker of heavens and earth. And this project marries both. I think the way she does, even all of the proceeds, the royalties of these books have gone to support Compassion, World Vision. So she uses all the proceeds to sponsor Children's with World Vision. It's neat to have a project that had started out and had some life. And what Master Books will do is, most likely, we'll look at how this can be made a standalone course and a complementary course. We'll look at adding a daily schedule, because one of my pet peeves in curriculum is when you get curriculum and you look at it and there's no clear way. Now this does have some stuff about how to use it, which is good, but there's not a easy open and go solution. So over the years I've watched, well, I'll tell you how this went. We had a curriculum company, Kristen and I owned a curriculum company, or a e-commerce company, and we sold homeschool curriculum. We sold all of the majors, the BJU and ACE, Alpha and Omega, Becca, Horizons, Saxon, Apologia, all of these companies. And there was this little obscure company that created some lesson plans for Apologia, and people loved it because before that there really wasn't a good way to know, where should I be? You know, we're 4 weeks into this thing and I'm lost. How am I going to finish out the year? And so, and then we try to explain to people, how do I use this? Because it's not a school setting and that. So Master Books, we break it down 180 days, 36 weeks. So this will have the daily schedule, and then it'll be organized to go according to the schedule that'll make it easier for you to use. You got like 44
I got a couple
comments.
questions. I know, a couple questions. Amber Davis asked if we have downloads that we already purchased through Knowledge Quest, will that transfer over, or will we have to rebuy them all?
I don't know, Amber. Yeah, that's something that'll have to be, we'll have to identify. That's in a transfer. It's a little bit early to know how their site is going to merge over to. If you have some, I would probably recommend, though, grabbing what you have.
Melissa in the app said, is the child's geography designed to be used as all 5 books that you mentioned in a school year, or 1 book per year? Also, what ages is that geared for right now?
Yeah, this is set up to do multi-ages, so it depends on how you use it. This is like 1 year, and these are set up more as a 1-year program. Now, I don't have all the details yet because our team hasn't gone through it. I have a feeling this is a good product. I have a feeling that by the time our team is done with it, it will become an exceptional product. In fact, when I've gone out to like Rainbow Resources and talked to their customer service team, they said, we're excited when Master Books gets a hold of a product because you take good products and you just make them incredible. And that's really where we are with this. The team has this. I'm announcing the purchase, but I don't have the details as far as when they're going to actually be available. The only thing I can tell you is hopefully before next school year, August. And then the details of what they're going to look like and stuff, that's all just kind of coming out. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions, but we still have a lot of questions as well. And if you're a customer or whatnot, we'll be, if you're a customer and you're part of the mailing list from Knowledge Quest, we'll be communicating with you most likely through email, but we'll also be doing announcements through this as well.
Yeah, Amy said, we love Map Track. I would love to see in the future a list or guide of the maps matched up to Master Books courses. For example, which map would align with World Story 1 chapters. It's a good idea.
Yep. Yeah. So a couple of the other things that whether we combine them in 1 book or we do 2 books, is to have the information, to have the, my thoughts are going, to have the student information either presented where you know exactly what questions you're working on in the answer key. And so a lot of times you'll buy a curriculum, and I score my kids' work. And the way I do it is I don't score my kids' work like at once because I'm a procrastinator. So I may wait a few weeks, and then I sit down with a pile that's this big. So this is the one way Kristen said, can you help me? She said, I said, hey, can I help support you and be a better husband? And she says, score their work.
All the quizzes and tests.
Quizzes and tests, yeah. And some of their essays and stuff. And so the pile's like this big. There are some curriculum companies I don't like because their answer keys are so messed up. You know what I mean? I go, and some of ours too. In fact, if I have to score some of mine from the older ones, I go back up to editorial and I'm like, I spent 20 minutes scoring my kids' work and I don't appreciate it. So when it comes to score keys, right? I feel your pain. And I'm the one out here screaming, if the score key isn't perfect, if the score key don't work, we're just frustrating the mom. And it's moms and some dads. who are having to deal with this. And we want to remove friction points. And so that's one of the things that we're going to work really hard to do, as well as make sure that we remove as many friction points as possible.
Jen Brown in the Facebook Live asked, any chance that any of the new geography books will be available for the conferences? We'll be at the Teach and Diligently in Nashville. Definitely not Nashville. Definitely
not. Yeah, I can say definitely not. I mean, it's going to be a huge endeavor because there's other books as well that they have. They'll be later in the process. I know Star Spangled State book, which will go along great with Craig's Expedition Earth.
Craig,
We have an O Canada book of biographies of Canadians, which I know we have a lot of Canadian companies, customers. So I'm excited by that. There's a handful of different projects that they have, some reading projects, books and stuff as well.
Cool. That's all the questions.
All the questions there? Good.
All the questions in the app because I've been keeping up and reading your comments. Thank you for
Yeah.
commenting on both the Facebook Live and the app.
Yes.
Even if we don't say your questions or comments out loud, we see them all. We appreciate them. Sherry Moore asks, are there any audio, history, or science books by Knowledge Quest?
No, I don't think so. They do have digital product. We haven't quite figured out how we're going to handle some of that at this point. You know, when you get a company, you get a lot of their products, you know from a spreadsheet what the products that have the most traction in the market are. It's definitely a child's geography and the map Trek book. The rest of the product that are ancillary or supportive, we just have to figure out the best way to package it in a way that makes the most sense for you. So that's something we're beginning. This actually just happened, just happened. So
you heard it here first.
Exactly.
There you go.
So awesome. So that's our exciting news, and there's going to be a lot more information coming on that and new products that we have as we go into 2020. We are excited about 2020. I know language lessons will all be wrapped up 1 through 6. They're working on the design element of language lessons for Living Education 1 right now. 6 has gone to the printer. Stepping Stones, I believe, is pretty close to going to the printer. That's an exciting preschool curriculum. And then the Teaching Companion has gone to the printer. We've got, in the math, we've got the flashcards, and this time we added all of the facts with the flashcards in a printing that's went out to a printer. Something else that we have, our Practice Makes Perfect packs for the math. So math 1 and 2 will be available this spring. So if you're using math lessons for Living Education and you feel like the children may need a little bit more practice or quizzes and tests, there's an additional package you'll be able to purchase that will give you a couple of extra practice sheets, and they're supplements. They're not required. It's just, we know in the market there are people who are like, I want my kid to have a little more practice, or I want some quizzes and tests and that type of thing. So we created something to just kind of fill that need, so you don't have to go out and search the web and that type of thing. So it's just, I think it's going to be a good year.
It is. Excited for 2020.
Yes. So, once again, if you don't have the app, or you do have the app, be sure to grab mornings and evenings so that you can participate in the devotionals along with the tribe over in the master books. If you have prayer requests or anything else, be sure to join the chapel. We have groups set up for elementary age students, middle age students. That's my side. Middle school students, high school students. There's general community. There's one that I'd love it if anybody in these groups would participate in. There's one called Inspiration. I think it's Inspiration, isn't it?
I'll look. Groups.
You're not in it. I can't believe you didn't join the Inspirations.
It's Inspirations, that's what it's called.
Inspirations.
I just joined.
Okay. The Inspirations group,
Oh.
that's a place where we want you to post your ideas. What's your schoolroom look like? What are your organization systems look like? What does your binders look like? It was hard to do that in the Facebook group because we're so limited with one discussion, and we got to keep answering questions regarding the curriculum. But in the app, we can have customized groups that if you want to be inspired and or help inspire somebody else, if your amazing husband has built you a desk or an organization system, you can show it off a little bit and inspire some others to help improve their schoolroom. So, we are so excited about the app. I know it's going to take a while to fire it up and get it going.
I just joined all the groups. Look at that. There's so many.
It is pretty good. Awesome. All right. Hey, 2020 is going to be a fantastic year. We pray that it is a fantastic year for you as well. I pray that the Lord blesses your family, that He blesses your endeavors. I pray that your family continues to grow in Christ. And I pray that your children become the ambassadors that God has created them to be, to advance the kingdom, to represent his son, Jesus Christ, to a very lost and hurting world. So we need you and we need your children to be engaged in this battle. Amen? All right. God bless you guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And we will see you in 2020.